Hi, everybody. It is Tuesday, September 8th. Today will be an A day. Um, Welcome back from a long weekend. As you can see, I'm on location. You can see over my shoulder here, I'm in the gym. Sixth graders, if you haven't been in the gym, it's a great gym, and we'll get you here, I hope, someday soon. The girls golf team last week beat Hastings Middle School. Hastings is a middle school in Upper Arlington by a score of 141 to 146. Middle School East had 141. The way golf is scored, low score wins. So we had two students, Eliza Mercer scored 41 and Emma Miser scored 44, leading the way for the girls golf team. Those are really great scores. I'm impressed. We had a invitational for the cross country team with Canal Winchester, and there were 11 boys teams, and the Middle School East boys cross country team, first place. There were 9 girls teams at the Canal Winchester Invitational. Girls took second place. Amazing. Way to go, guys. I'm going to put a link on this announcement for the Middle School East Counselors newsletter. So there'll be a newsletter with information. I'll send it to you, and obviously your parents will get it too. So if you would like some updates from the counselors, you can look at the newsletter. I'm also going to give you a little challenge. One of the things that is really tough about distance learning is you're going to spend a lot of time in front of your computer, looking at the computer screen, and doing the activities that your teachers have you do. Especially if you're not in phys ed right now, that is a lot of seat time, that is a lot of screen time. And seat time and screen time are not good for healthy people if that's all you're doing. So I'm going to give you a challenge. I want you guys to do something. You have an hour and 15 minutes for lunch. I want you to do something that's not screen related. I want it to be an activity. I want you to get your heart going a little bit, throw a football outside, do some yoga, do a fitness class that you can find online. I've got some ideas for you, but there's going to be a link. I want you for the next 4 days. This is today, Tuesday through Friday. See if you can, how many minutes you can do, and log those minutes in this. This is just a Google form. Just log your minutes in the Google form, and I'm going to collect and see how many people can do 4 days, all 4 days this coming week. Not only that, I want to see how many minutes you guys can do. So I'll be looking for the top 4 or 5 in minutes, and how many people can get all 4 days of work out in. And it doesn't have to be a sweaty workout, but just something to get active, get away from the screen, and do something fun, and be healthy. I have been talking to your teachers, and I've been going into a lot of classrooms. You've probably seen me pop in. One of the things I'm noticing is that there's a lot of students, when you're on a meet, you have your cameras off. Now, that's not bad all the time to have your cameras off, particularly if you're doing some work time and the teacher is meeting with a small group of students and you're doing some independent work time. Shut your camera off. No one needs to see you sitting there working independently on something. However, if it's a full class discussion and the teacher is looking for feedback and looking for responses and asking you questions, you should have your camera on, because this is the time when teachers can part of the reason we're doing video conferences is so teachers can see you, can read your body language a little bit, can see if you're engaged in the class, and can call on you to ask questions. If your camera's off and your microphone's muted, boy, it's tough to know what you're thinking, whether you're engaged, whether you have any questions about what's going on in the class. So again, if it's an active part of the class where the teacher's asking for responses and asking you to think about things and respond to things, please turn your camera on and fully participate in that class. I have an idiom for today: flying off the handle. I don't know if this applies to you, if you've ever heard of somebody flying off the handle, but flying off the handle means becoming suddenly mad or suddenly angry, and then you explode in this anger, okay? That's called flying off the handle. That has a weird origin, and it is something that happened in, the 1800s, probably early 1800s, when they were doing a lot of trades by hand, and you would have these handmade axes and handmade sledgehammers. And the handmade axes and sledgehammers, you had to fit the iron or the steel piece, that the head of the axe or the head of the sledgehammer onto a piece of wood. And then usually they would put a little wedge through the wood at the end, so the wood would expand a little bit, and that kept the handle on the head of the axe. Well, once you got chopping wood and you used it over and over again, that wedge would work itself out, and the piece of steel that is the head of the axe would work itself to the end of the axe, and then you would hit it one time or swing it one time, and the axe head would fly off the handle as you're swinging it down. So it's literally the axe head flying off the handle from poorly made axes in the 1800s. So that's where the origin comes from. But for today, as an idiom, it means getting suddenly upset or angry. So I hope you don't have any fits of flying off the handle today or anytime in the near future. Otherwise, have a great Tuesday, and we'll see you tomorrow.